Welcome to the Woman Angler and Adventurer Podcast, inspiring real women with a passion for fishing in the outdoors to go get their adventure on. Now, here's your host, Master Captain Angie Scott.
Welcome, everyone, to another episode of the Woman Angler and Adventurer Podcast. Wow, here we are sitting at episode 297, fast approaching a milestone 300 episodes. There aren't a lot of podcasts out there with this kind of consistency and longevity, and I owe 100% of that to you, the listeners, for coming back week after week to take it in and hopefully be inspired by the content shared. Also to you binge listeners out there, we appreciate you. You know, if it takes you a month to go back and listen to what you missed on a road trip or whatever it may be, thank you for listening, however it is that you like to take in the content. I can't tell you how much it means to me. I am working on something kind of special for episode 300, so be sure and stay tuned for that. Thanks also to everyone who has taken it a step further and joined the Woman Angler and Adventure podcast community, the private Facebook group on Facebook, and also to anyone who has left a review for the show, either on Facebook or on your favorite podcast platform, such as Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon, wherever it is you like to listen to podcasts. We appreciate you taking some time to leave a review. That really helps the show get discovered by more people, and growing it is what helps keep the show going as well. So thank you, thank you, thank you. In the meantime, holy cow, it's July and it's iCast time once again. As this episode comes out, barring any kind of unforeseen circumstances, I'm fishing the iCast Cup for the first time ever this morning with my teammate Janine Tippler from Fishionistas. Huge shout out to Freedom Boat Club for sponsoring us, and I hope we can come back next week with an update for you guys on some good news on how it all went in our giant catches this morning. Or at the very least, some good stories on what a great time we had out there on Lake Tahoe. I'm super excited for this because this will actually be Janine's first ever fishing tournament experience. And I'm honored to be captaining the boat, the Crestliner MX-19. We've hauled it down to Orlando and excited to be out there with the likes of John Cox, Brian Latimer, and so many other amazing anglers. We hope we get into some big ones, but like I say, nonetheless, I know we're going to have a blast fishing together. We're boat number 41, and listen to this, how ironic. We're behind boat number 39, Beth and Lori from Two Chicks in a Boat, and boat number 40, Emily Freeman and Rhonda Pitts, who have fished with the LBA as well. It's going to be like old home week out there for us at Blast Off. There's some pretty stiff competition out there, but the highest finishing all-female team earns a spot on Team USA for the 2024 Pan American Black Bass Championship. I feel like we're probably the underdogs out there, having never fished a tournament on Toho before, and this being Janine's first tournament ever. But hey, you never know. Sometimes the underdogs come out on top. So stay tuned for next week's episode just to hear all about it. All right, so back to iCast. I cannot wait to get back. This is my favorite event of the year, getting to see all my fishy friends and so many ladies that I've had the opportunity to feature on the show. And, not unlike any other year, I'm going to be getting some fresh content for future episodes for you guys. So, hopefully you guys feel like even if you're not able to actually attend iCast, you can kind of take part in some of the excitement with us. We're hosting our third annual Women Networking event with Angling Women in Action. This year sponsored by my sponsors, St. Croix Rods and Costa Sunglasses. Native Watercraft has come back this year, and Montauk Tackle Company. Huge thanks to all these brands for stepping up and helping us make this event happen. I'm proud to say even bigger and better each year. This year we were able to up the capacity from 80 to 100 ladies, and the spots filled up very, very fast. So I can't wait to share with you how all that goes as well. Thursday morning this week at iCast, Cass King is sponsoring a breakfast with RBFF, all focused on women in fishing. So we're looking forward to that as well. And I'll be sure and let you know how that turns out too. So my very first iCast experience was back in 2019. I have to say it was absolutely unbelievable to look back at that and see how far women in fishing has come since then. So for this week's episode, I thought it would be super fun to do a flashback to our coverage of the Women Wave Makers event at iCast via takemefishing.org. We talked to several of the ladies who stopped by that event, and several of whom since we have featured more in depth on other episodes of the show since then. But what a fun way, I think, to launch the iCast coverage than to take a look back at this episode that came out back in July of 2019. It was episode 69. The show was just a baby back then. But listen into this and see if you can kind of get a grasp on how far we've come in just a few short years. And we really just appreciate all you ladies, again, listening to the show, and men. As always, we welcome our male supporters, and we have a lot of them. So thank you guys as well. Enjoy, everyone, and please send Janine and I some good vibes this morning if you're listening as this episode comes out for a big bag full of 6-pounders. See you next week.
43% of new participants in the sport of fishing are female. That's almost 50%, so that's going up. An issue, though, we have is retention. So a lot of people come into the sport for whatever reason, they don't continue it, and that's something that we're trying to find out as well. 19% of women do not see themselves in the sport of fishing. I mean, look around this show, I hate to say it, but a lot of the visual ads that we're seeing, they don't have women portrayed. So that's really why we started this campaign.
That's Rachel Piacenza from the Recreational Boating and Fishing Foundation, aka RBFF. RBFF is RBFF, as the Tennessee Wildlife Resources Agency recently pointed out to me when they came out to interview me last week for their Wildcast show. And we'll let you know when that comes out. That was super fun. So, as we mentioned in previous episodes, Barb and I had the opportunity to attend iCast in Orlando, and we covered the RBFF's Wave Makers event, which was a gathering of female social influencers and other women in the fishing industry. The turnout was phenomenal. So much so that our connection for our live stream attempt maxed out. But Captain Barb came to the rescue with her iPhone, so we posted that video. You can check it out on our Woman Angler and Adventurer Facebook page. This is what this podcast is all about, so we really applaud the efforts RBFF is making, and we all need to come together and support their mission. On this episode of the Woman Angler and Adventurer, we're going to feature a few of the amazing women that came out to the Wave Makers event at iCast. And these women are really carrying on the mission of RBFF by doing just that, sharing on social media and stuff like that. So they're really inspiring other women. And hopefully we'll be able to have a lot of these women back on the show to kind of go more in depth into their stories. But I think you're going to enjoy this episode featuring several of these women that were at the event. You know, as we say, we're better together. The more support we give to these women and RBFF and our podcast, the more the industry is going to take notice and start making real changes. We're starting to see it. It's happening. Slowly, but it's happening. So, and we're going to showcase some of these products that we've come across at iCast from these companies that are supporting women and making innovations and putting out products that's going to save you money as you're getting out there and fishing and help you catch more fish, hopefully. So stay tuned for that, and stay tuned for future episodes where we're going to kind of go more in depth with some of these ladies. But in the meantime, just sit back and enjoy this episode.
Well, you know, it's pretty cool what's happening. I mean, look at all these women around here. It's you know, and this initiative is great. It's kind of like a central clearinghouse where everybody can get involved.
Ladies, if you have not gotten your shirts,
they're giving away shirts.
Right there.
Yeah.
If you've not gotten your shirts, if you get in line here, right by the off the hook,
so much going
sure
on.
you get one.
But you know, there's so many women's groups out there, and our tagline here for the show is "We're better together." And so this is a great place that we can all go, no matter what organization we're in, to kind of get into this movement. And this is how we're going to really help spread the word and keep it going and let people know how many of us are out there. And they need content for their social media platforms. We can help them with that. You guys are out fishing all the time. You may as well, you know, send some pictures their way. And they have different levels, and you can win stuff. So get engaged. Be a wave maker. And
What were the hashtags again?
Women making waves.
Get your fish on.
Get your fish on. And tag takemefishing.org. That'll come up. You can find that. So we're going to go interview some gals here and figure out who's who and what's happening. So thanks for watching.
Yeah, please share. Please share. So, when did you get to iCast?
I got there yesterday. Yep.
And how's it been going so far?
It's good. It's different without IFTD, but I kind of like it. So it's good. I like them split. Yeah.
So I understand, didn't IFTD used to be involved in this?
This is the first year they're not. Yeah.
Okay. So it's a little smaller than it has been, or
you know, I think it's the same size. It's just that they've taken over the fly side with a bunch of different booths, which is good. I mean, it's as exciting as I always have seen it, even with the flag on.
You know,
No, I've never really met Barb.
so she's from Wisconsin.
I know, I heard that.
So
I'm Jen Ripple with Dun Magazine.
Yeah, I've heard of you. I'm Noam Buckman.
Oh yeah, she used to be my executive editor.
Yeah.
yeah. So, what do you think of this event? I mean,
I think how can you not love this, right? Look around and look at all the women. How great is this?
it's amazing. So fun, energizing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. It's exciting. The future's
Right.
exciting.
And I found out about it because of you, so thank you.
Well, you're welcome. I'm glad you could make it, and we'll have you back on the show soon. Talk about
Sounds good.
what all you've got going on and
Anytime.
the new Rippin' Hoppers adventure coming
I
up.
hope you can come.
Yeah.
It'll be so fun.
Yeah,
All right.
it will be a blast.
All right.
Thanks.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Katie,
yeah, Kate.
How are you doing?
Yeah, nice to meet you.
In person. I love watching you shoot.
Thank you. Thanks so much for your support.
she was telling me you fish what circuit?
The FLW BFL South Carolina Division. This is only my second season. I had a lot of people who I knew that loved to fish. A lot of men said it's not a women's sport, and I tried to prove them wrong. Last year I ended up going to regionals, and this year I've been number one all season. Yeah.
So you're an experienced angler, a successful tournament angler. Give our viewers one fishing tip. Give them one hot tip.
Being versatile. I mean, being able to, take your rods, be able to use every rod at least 3 different ways. Being organized. As a co-angler, you need to be able to have everything organized, better in your closet. Know where every single thing is. This time on the water is so important.
It's great advice. Yeah.
My goal this year is to be the first female lady angler of the year for my division.
Oh,
I
awesome.
only have one more tournament to go, so wish me luck.
So you're in the running, and
Well, I've been number one all season.
Yeah.
So it's
So
awesome.
how can our viewers follow you?
On social media, I have Facebook, Kate Huff. I also have a Facebook athlete page, and I have Instagram. It's Kate Can Fish. Okay.
Oh, nice.
Like I said, trying to make the waves for the women. Pave the way.
Well, after you win Angler of the Year, we'll have you on the podcast, and we'll talk a little more in depth about your journey. Awesome. Thank you.
So this is Nancy Joe, and she is Camo. What is it?
It's Life in Camo Media.
Life in Camo Media. So you do a lot of video taping, video hunts and stuff, and
we used to tape all of our hunts, but then we quit doing that. I do a lot of writing, freelance writing, and this is actually my first break-in on the fishing side. Everything we do is in the hunting industry, so this is my first iCast show. So,
nice! It's my first too.
So I need a mentor. I mean, I don't fish, so I would like to learn all this, and I've seen a lot of stuff, and the encouragement here is amazing.
Isn't it? What a great program they have.
Absolutely amazing.
You know, and you're in Wisconsin.
Alabama.
Oh, you're in Alabama.
Yeah, I live in the South.
You know Sherry.
You can tell by my accent.
Well, for some reason I thought since you were friends with Sherry.
No, it's just Facebook. Facebook brings all of us together. So yeah, I'm in Wisconsin, but we travel all over the United States and hunt. So, you know, Missouri, Kansas, out west. So.
Well, I think we're always looking for more hunters to talk to on the show. So maybe we'll have you back this fall and have a phone conversation. We'll talk about deer hunt. I'm planting my food plot right now. What should I put in it?
For your spring plots? See, we're different in Alabama. We got our summer plots in right now.
Okay.
We just planted iron clay peas, kind of put some phosphorus back in the ground. But y'all need to come up and do a hog hunt. Come down and do a hog hunt with us. Yeah, it'd be amazing.
Hog hunt?
See, that's the good thing about Alabama is we can hunt year round.
Really?
We got turkey season. Ours starts March 15th and runs through the end of April. And then we can hog hunt, and our archery season opens October 15th. So we've got something to hunt all the time. Of course, we've got all the lakes. You know, we got lakes in every region of Alabama. And then we've got the river that runs right through there. So you can hunt and fish just about year round.
When's a good time to hog hunt?
We start hog hunting right after turkey season. You can get a depredation order if you're in an area that's hit really hard. So we do a lot of night hunting, that's exciting. Some people use IR. I just use lighted hog hunt over bait, or you can do stand hunting. It's so hot during the day, our hogs don't move a whole lot. So we do a lot of night hunting on depredation orders for the.
Wow.
So
what an adventure! That's going to be a whole show.
That would be fun.
That
would be fun. We have some good turkey hunting too, but it's just I tell you, I've hunted all over the nation for turkey, and Alabama turkeys are about the hardest to kill.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Smart turkeys in Alabama.
Yeah. So are y'all enjoying the show?
Yeah, it's awesome.
It's insane.
Kind of overwhelming.
Yeah. Well, I'm finally glad to meet you in person.
Me too.
Hey guys, I just wanted to pause for a moment and give a quick shout out to iBass 360. I'm blown away by their commitment to the fishing community. They provide fishing information, guide reviews, and much more through their blog and social media posts. Not only do they support angler awareness, promotion, and information, but they also promote community engagement and responsibility. I really appreciate their efforts in promoting fishing and especially women in fishing. They also support various organizations and events including youth angling, testicular cancer awareness, diabetes, autism awareness, ALS research, and support for those fighting breast cancer through pink fishing. If you're looking for timely industry news, tournament results, lake profiles, travel tips, fish species profiles, and review for new tackle, rods, reels, and other gear, be sure to check them out. They provide a network to introduce anglers to sponsors and tools to advance their fishing goals, and they support tackle manufacturers and local tackle shops with their social media marketing expertise. Big shout out to iBass 360 for their dedication to the fishing community and for supporting this podcast. Check them out at ibass360.com and on Facebook and Instagram at ibass360. Thank you, Rob and Eric, for everything that you guys do to help us anglers and for promoting the sport of fishing. We really appreciate it. Stephanie, I'm Angie Scott. It's Barb Carey. We're with the Woman Angler and Adventure podcast, and we're kind of covering this whole event. So what are your thoughts so far?
It's pretty awesome just seeing all the women kind of come together, you know. It's like in these events, they're all scattered out, but just to kind of see so many women into fishing is pretty awesome.
Now, have you been to iCast before?
Yeah, I'm usually working, so I don't get to look at everything. But yeah, this is my third year.
Okay, cool. So thoughts on this year as opposed to last year's, especially like with having an event like this? I mean, I know they did a little thing last year. I don't know if you were involved or like attended, but
I wasn't. No, I didn't know about it till actually this year. A friend of mine said, "You got to come over here and see, what this is about. Like supporting the other women and the fishing and all that." So this is kind of my first year knowing about this.
Okay, cool. Awesome. Well, I'm glad you found out about it, and we had a great turnout. I think way more women than they expected showed up at word of mouth.
A lot of women.
So hopefully this will be a trend, and they'll keep doing
I hope so.
And it'll keep growing. So what do you tell us a little bit about what you do?
Well, I fished for the FLW. I fished the Costa Series and the BFLs. I live here in Florida, so I'm number 1 in points on my BFLs for Angler of the Year. So I'm like,
congratulations! That's awesome.
I placed 14th in my Costa division, and we travel around southeastern United States fishing tournaments. So yeah, I love it. But
good.
Now this is my second year tournament fishing, really, but I'm pretty hooked.
That's awesome. I love women doing well in those types of tournaments, and it's such an inspiration for other women because one of the slogans of our show is if she can do it, I can do it. And so it takes awesome. People like you getting out there having success.
I'll be honest, my first tournament, I was nervous. I was like the only girl coming in with a men's sport, and I was like, I'm going to do it. I'm just as good as them. Why not? And I did really well. And if I can tell any, the women out there, don't be scared. You know what? Everyone, even the men that I have, since I'm in it, no one looks at you different, really. I mean, they don't. Just go. No one. If you don't catch a fish, you don't catch a fish. I just encourage women to get out there and tournament fish. Do
you have any quick tips for women wanting to get into bass fishing? Something easy that they could apply that would help their success on the water?
For the women that are already kind of familiar with fishing and that aspect, and just kind of growing themselves, just be confident in yourself. Don't second guess. Just go in there and go have fun. Go fish,
Awesome. Well, thank you. Well, maybe we'll have you on the show at some point down the road and do a real long-form interview. And
maybe we'll have Angler of the Year.
Yes, exactly. That would be great. Thank you.
Look forward to an upcoming show. Dina Warner-Vick from Traditions Media had a lot of fun stuff to say. You might want to listen, maybe think about a career in the fishing industry and communication. What do you think of iCast this year?
Oh, it's great. A lot of great products and a lot of excitement, especially for women.
After years of fine print contracts and getting ripped off by big wireless providers, if we've learned anything, it's that there's always a catch. So when I first heard that Mint Mobile offers premium wireless starting at just $15 a month, I thought, what's the catch? But after talking to them and using their service, it all made sense. There isn't one. Mint Mobile's secret sauce is that they're the first company to sell wireless service online only. They cut out the cost of retail stores and pass those sweet savings directly to you. For anyone who hates their phone bill, Mint Mobile offers premium wireless for just $15 a month. I was hesitant about having to get a new phone and a new phone number, but with Mint, you can use your own phone with any Mint Mobile plan and keep your same phone and your same phone number along with all of your existing contacts. Mint Mobile gives you the best rate whether you're buying for one or for a family, and at Mint, families start at 2 lines. All plans come with unlimited talk and text plus high-speed data delivered on the nation's largest 5G network. Switch to Mint Mobile and get premium wireless service starting at just $15 a month. To get your new wireless plan for just $15 a month and to get the plans shipped to your door for free, go to mintmobile.com/waypoint. That is mintmobile.com/waypoint. Cut your wireless bill to $15 a month at mintmobile.com/waypoint.
So do you notice you've been in the business a long time? Can you feel this surge of women in the sport?
Absolutely. I was talking with editor Chris Woodward last night, and she said she could feel the energy, and she thinks this is it. It's time.
And what I like is seeing all the women working together. It's not like, I think when it first started, there was more of a competition.
Yeah, 3 T-shirts left.
That's, now it's like we're better together, and that's causing the whole Women Making Waves campaign is awesome from takemefishing.org. So we got to get involved in that and help support that. So
Absolutely. Thank you, too, for being here and doing this, too.
Yeah.
Getting the word out.
It didn't go quite as smoothly as we hoped it would because we had a connection issue right in the middle of starting the event, but Barb jumped in and with her iPhone, and so hopefully we got some of it, and we'll post this stuff later too and share it.
on video anyway. So
I've always said if you're using technology, you're going to have a technology problem.
that's right.
Yep. You just do your best. Good to see you. Betty, hey, we emailed a little bit right before this. We're from the Woman Angler and Adventure podcast.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Wow, look at that. What's going on there?
That's video of Ladies Let's Go Fishing, or
Cool.
Inside Edition did some coverage on us, and there's all kinds of videos.
Is that available online that people can go watch that, or is it?
Well, we want them to come to Ladies Let's Go Fishing and do it themselves.
So
Get out there.
Tell us a little bit about Ladies Go Fishing.
Ladies Let's Go Fishing is a program where ladies can come and meet a whole lot of other ladies who like to learn fishing. They can learn fishing. It's based for beginners. They can ask any questions. They can practice the skills hands-on once they've learned theory, and mostly saltwater, how to cast, how to tie knots, back a trailer at some events, throw a cast net, how to put lures on, how to de-hook a fish. And that's usually like a 3/4 day or a full day of training. Then the last day, we pre-book charter boats. So when they sign up for the class, they can pick if they want to go offshore or inshore fishing. And then they get to go off on these charter boats and learn from the captains. Watch what they do. Learn from people that are out there doing it every day and have a chance to catch fish. Then when they bring them back, they can learn how to fillet fish and take their fish home and make new friends and go out there and try it on their own.
That's awesome.
So how do they find out about it? Where should we send them on? What's the website?
Well, we have a website, and we're pretty active on Facebook, too. It's www.ladiesletsgofishing.com. That's LADIES, letsgofishing.com. We have 2 left this year. We've got one in Tampa, September 7th and 8th, and then we've got one in the Florida Keys, where ladies come from all over the country. That's October 18th to the 20th, with a 3/4 day fishing. But if you want to come a day early, we have Friday full day bonus fishing. And ladies, fishing's expensive. The charter boats are expensive, so a 3/4 full day is going to run you more than a couple $100. But that's a lot better than going out and spending $500,000 on a yacht. and then paying the $500 in gas and everything. So we're going to put it in perspective, the insurance and everything. It's an expensive sport for offshore. Inshore is usually a little less, but not much. And then you always have our other events in other parts of Florida, even one freshwater where the fishing's included. You can fish from land. And this year, the ladies caught a lot of 2-fished or peacock bass.
Oh, wow. I would love to catch a peacock bass. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, that would be fun.
Yeah, they had in an hour and a half, 17 laid. There were 17 caught.
Wow.
Nice.
And the thing is, if they're not, we had 25 ladies. If you didn't catch, you saw how it's done, so you know what to do. We were using shiners, there was lures, how to hook it on, so you can go and try it on your own. And that's sort of what we're all about. It's just get them started. You can't learn it all in one weekend. I hope I'm not too long on this. But once you learn the questions to ask, then you can get into the sport. You feel a little bit more comfortable asking other people or going into a tackle shop because you have a clue. You have a start.
Right. So did you say how long have you been doing this?
I hate to say, but 22 years, 8,000 graduates, probably from 42 different states. And each lady brings others, so if you add it up, maybe the impact is like 20,000. Each class can be 25 ladies, usually 45, 50 ladies. We've had more than that, but, because of the hands-on and the size of the halls that we rent, it can only be so big. Whole thing is learn it and do it.
Yeah. Well, very cool.
Thank you so much. We'll have to have you back on another time when it's not so chaotic, and we'll talk a little bit more.
Yeah, I can get into the mindset of women learning how to fish, what are they looking for, and what they
quick
need.
announcement.
That'd be awesome. Thank you so much.
In this blue bag.
Now, a lot of you know that our shows, when we do video shows or even our podcast, it's broadcast on Waypoint TV, and it's a great platform. And here we have Melissa, who works at Waypoint TV, and she's going to tell you all about Waypoint TV.
Hey, so thanks for talking to us. And yeah, Waypoint is this great platform. It's free to use, which makes it available to everybody. It is what started off as like a Netflix for the outdoors. We have, this incredible fishing content that's been on these traditional networks like Discovery Channel, and now it's available for free anytime, anywhere, on any device. I mean, what's not to love?
Every fishing fan's dream come true.
Oh, exactly. It's what got you through work when you didn't have any windows.
Yeah, exactly. I've told the story before. I won't tell it again right now, but yes, Lindner's Angling Edge and Bass to Billfish, so many great shows.
Oh, exactly. Yeah.
Even your Instagram page, like, you have these incredible photos. Like this today, it was all these whales coming up out of the water around this boat.
Yeah.
Where did those come from?
I mean, so there are just, as we've grown this community, we've realized there's just so many outdoors fans, and we're just trying to help get their content out there. And so it's just a matter of, hey, there's people on the front lines every day. They're taking great pictures, they're taking great videos, and they're making great podcasts, and we're just trying to help share it.
Awesome. Anything big upcoming for Waypoint that you can talk about? Or
yeah, so I would say the biggest thing that people should be excited for coming soon is our expansion onto kind of live TV. So TV's changing, we all know that, and so we're all just trying to adapt to it. And there's free internet TV that kind of looks like a TV guide, your traditional network. You pick a channel. And so some of those are like Pluto TV, Samsung TV Plus, Zumo, and, Waypoint's just recently partnered with them. And so we're really excited to see how that could grow. And then also, on the heels, by the end of this year, we really hope to solidify our YouTube TV and, some of those other major names and just kind of shake up the industry a little bit. Yeah.
So, for people that don't know, I mean, if you have a Fire Stick or what's that other thing, Roku or a smart TV,
or even on your smartphone.
Even on your smartphone, your tablet. I mean, if there was a way to watch this content on any device, we're there.
Yeah, Waypoint TV, just put that in the search bar. It'll come up, and you can just pick. It's like a whole menu of stuff you can pick from to watch. So.
Yeah.
And our podcast is there.
The podcast, yeah.
Check that out.
Yeah, exactly. Well, ladies, thanks for having me.
Yeah, thanks for being on.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Waypoint TV, check it out.
Hey, Alicia.
Hi.
We're the Woman Angler and Adventure podcast.
It's very nice to meet you. I'm glad to be here making waves with you guys at Take Me Fishing.
So I saw your shirt, Captains for Clean Water. I've seen a lot of their stuff around. Why don't you tell us a little bit about what that is?
Sure. So Captains for Clean Water is a nonprofit. We're based in South Florida. We were founded by fishing guides a couple years ago due to the water crisis that was happening in Florida. And so there's a big water problem. It's been going on for a lot of years. And so we advocate for Everglades restoration. And we know that there's a whole connected system. The Everglades watershed starts up here, actually in Orlando, all the way to the south tip of Florida. And so basically a lot of that water over the past years has been diverted. It used to flow south historically, and now it doesn't. And so by virtue of that, there's a lot of problems in our estuary. So the coasts get different problems than we do down in Florida Bay. And so what we're advocating for is to restore the flow of clean water south to the Everglades. So it saves our coastal estuaries from this excess fresh water that we don't need, and it gives Florida Bay and the Everglades the clean water, the fresh water that it needs to thrive.
So you hear some of these water problems, like this is red tide. That's one big one you hear about. Is that connected with that at all?
So red tide has happened forever, since the beginning of time. It's a naturally occurring event, if you will. I am not a scientist, so I can't speak to the why it happens, but it originates out in the Gulf of Mexico, and a lot of times it comes inshore, and that's when you see the fish.
Good afternoon, ladies. Good afternoon.
It's when you see the fish
Everybody
kills
hear
and
me?
the dead fish and things like that. So
we got interrupted there, and they did a big giveaway. I actually won, which is crazy. I'm
That's very
excited.
exciting.
Yeah.
You get to go fish at Disney tomorrow.
Yeah, that's going to be cool. So we're going to kind of pick up where we left off. We were talking about red tide and some of the issues that you guys have seen, and you mentioned that red tide's a naturally occurring thing that's been going on for a really long time. So I don't know if that affects what you guys are doing at all.
Yeah, well, our big thing is, like I mentioned before, there's a lot of water quality issues in Florida. A lot of it has been going on for many years. And the big issue that we found when we got involved was that there was a lack of public awareness about what was going on. And so, if you live in Florida, even people that don't live in Florida have probably seen on the news about we had toxic blue-green algae blooms, seagrass die-offs. The red tide was just something that kind of fueled those problems. It's kind of like throwing fuel on a fire. The nutrients from those blue-green algae blooms, they're saying fed some of this red tide that we had for over a year last year. But, we realized there was a lack of awareness about why this was happening. And so what we did is we went and we have a lot of education programs, and we just raised awareness with our local community, but also throughout the outdoor industry. So we have a lot of major brands that, we rely on clean water in Florida. If you boat or if you fish, you have to have clean water. And so it's important to anyone that loves these places or that, has a business that rely on these places. And so it was cool to see the outdoor industry come together and really, unite their voices. And so we're actually able to now see progress with our policymakers because, the political will was missing before. And the only way you move that is when you have people that are saying this needs to change. You have to, they're not going to do it just out of the goodness of their heart. So
yeah, and people need to realize how big of an impact even a little bit of seagrass dying off has on the fishery. I mean,
absolutely, yeah, and that's a habitat for a lot of these fisheries, and it's a chain reaction. Florida Bay had I think it was the second largest seagrass community, maybe in the world. Don't quote me on that. But, the problem that we have down there is the Everglades wasn't getting the fresh water it historically did. And so what happens is the salt water from the Gulf gets more and more and more. So you have hypersaline conditions, which just means too much salt. It's not getting enough fresh water to balance that. The way God made it, it's naturally balanced. The ecosystem works as it's supposed to. You change something, man shifts the movement of water, and all of a sudden you're messing with, the way nature intended things to be. So, we have a seagrass die-off. All that seagrass has to go somewhere. It floats to the top. It decomposes. That creates nutrients in the water. It creates very turbid. Florida Bay is world-renowned for sight fishing. People for decades went there to sight fish for tarpon, hermit, snook. It's the only place in the world where crocodiles and alligators coexist. Oh, wow. So it's a very diverse fishery, a very diverse ecosystem. And that seagrass, when it would decompose, you end up with this turbid water conditions. The sunlight can't get to the bottom of the sea floor in order to grow new grass. So it's just a chain. It creates a devastating chain reaction. It's not just the seagrass dies, oh well.
What are some of the biggest things that our listeners can do to help support what you guys are doing and the organization Captains for Clean Waters?
Well, specifically Captains for Clean Water, you can go to our website, captainsforcleanwater.org, and there's a lot of information about the problems, the solutions. What we really tell people if you want to get involved is, first of all, just be aware of what's happening. Educate yourself on it. The more people that are aware of this, the more people that care about what's going on, the more power that basically is, in the political world. So if they just would go educate yourself, learn about the issues, and have conversations with your family and friends, make sure that they know what's going on so that they can go make a difference when the time counts. So we had a lot of success in the past years getting some policy moved forward. Just by virtue, we had 30,000 Captains for Clean Water supporters that sent letters to their legislators, their state and federal legislators. So that they hear that. It doesn't go unnoticed. So every person that can be educated on it and, take action, helps the cause.
Can people like make donations as well? Is that something that's needed? Or?
Yeah, they definitely, we have a place on our website where they can make donations. We're on all the social channels, so they can see, we have Vimeo or YouTube where you can see videos that a lot of people don't like to go read about the issues, but you can see these really well-produced videos that kind of talk about what's going on in Florida. And
cool. I noticed on, how when you are shopping on Amazon, you can select different charities that you can donate to. So Captains for Clean Waters is one that I've selected on my Amazon. So anytime I make a purchase,
thank you. Appreciate that.
Yeah.
That's great.
Well, it's a big deal, and I don't want to see. I love Florida. I don't live there. I would love to someday, and I want to see a healthy fishery down
absolutely.
here. The fishing capital of the world. We need to take care of it.
Yes, that's right. We do.
Well, thanks for taking some time to visit with us today, and maybe we'll have you on the show later and kind of get more in depth about all that. That'd be awesome.
Great. Thank you so much for having me. Thank you.
Special thanks to all the ladies who took time to speak with us at iCast. Jen Ripple from Dunn Magazine, tournament anglers Kate Grice-Huff and Stephanie Hutchison, Nancy Jo Adams, Melissa Murray from Waypoint TV, Alicia Downs with Captains for Clean Waters, Betty Bowman from Ladies Let's Go Fishing, Dina Warner-Vig from Traditions Media, and hopefully I didn't forget anyone. More to come. Please support these wave makers, and don't forget to go to takemefishing.org and get signed up for the Wave Makers campaign. Together, we're going to rock the boat. See you next week.